everybody. Welcome back for another edition of the Full Arch Masters podcast. I'm Dr. Ryan Dunlop in Fresno, California, and we're at the completion of yet another Full Arch Masters flagship course. And I'm super excited to be joined with two phenomenal and young doctors who have just finished this course. Go ahead and just introduce yourselves and tell us, kind of where you're from and what brought you to this course.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Priya Sridhar. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And I've been doing implants for about 2 to 3 years now, and I like to learn more about the full arch, and I do have patients that require some full arch dentistry, so I'm here to learn that.
Awesome. And who would you bring with you here? Who is this?
She's my best friend. And this is my best friend. I'll let her introduce.
Howdy. Melanie Quest. from practicing out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, all the way here in Fresno.
Right, all the way across the country. So what were your expectations coming into this course? You had heard about Full Arch Masters, you knew kind of what we did, but what were you expecting to learn when you came here?
Well, on and off, I think both Melanie and I have discussed a lot of cases about full mouth, and we would always get so paranoid about, oh my God, this is so much expansive, so there's so many details that we need to pay attention to, and are we even ready for it? Right. And I think that was always intimidating part for me. And walking into this course, I was like, okay, I need something that can strategize the whole treatment planning process. So once the treatment plan is done, I think it's easier to translate that into patient's mouth.
Right.
But coming into this course, I was like, at least I'll have something when I walk away from this. But I feel, I think I feel more than comfortable at this point to go back home and start treatment planning the case as exactly as we learned here. Right. And now I have a roadmap.
That's great. What about you, Doc?
Dental school ends at crowns, fillings, and extractions. And you get very little exposure to anything else. And it's still true to this day.
Absolutely.
So if you want to do anything more than that, you're going to have to learn it somehow. And you can try it on your own at first, and then you'll probably end up at a course like this because you realize it's really, really difficult to basically start from point A and figure out how to get to point X on your own. So this is a great course for that.
Awesome. So you guys decided to come to this course together. You kind of coordinated and came together, but you've known each other for a really long time. So how far back do we need to go to find the origin story of these two doctors?
It all started on one wonderful day.
Fateful day
in Pittsburgh. I was in my implant fellowship, and in walks then this lovely lady, and she decided that we were going to be friends, and here we are. It was the best decision that she could have ever made for me. She's really changed my life, and she drags me along to all these great courses that I would never do on my own.
Well, she is my moral, emotional, and actually everything. My husband he works in healthcare, but he's nothing to do with dentistry. Right. So I speak to her almost every other day at this point, and she's come to my wedding in India.
That did happen.
I feel like she's a sibling that I always wanted that I could talk dentistry to. And just anything, she's been a great cheerleader for me and always been there for me. So
that's amazing. Well, now you get to walk this journey together.
Yeah.
Yep.
This Full Arch Masters journey, and it really is a journey. This course, it ends today, but this is the beginning of a journey. And we will be here every step of the way as much as you need us to support you and to give you whatever, infrastructure or help that you need. Because your success translates into our success.
Yeah, I think having Melanie with me, or not just this course, any other courses, usually as doctors, we come in, we are excited about the course, we learn about it, but then once we go back, we may not get the patient right away. And when the patient does happen to come to incorporate all the stuff that we have learned, I almost feel like it's isolating. Dental profession itself is isolating, and knowing that I have a friend who went through the same thing with me, always gives me that, okay, she's like the least judgmental person. I can just contact her and I can get, or at least she will be able to help me brainstorm. And knowing that there is a community out there for us, not just like, it's not just the instructor, right? There is also other people that are still doing this, really helps tremendously and not feel alone, especially when there are days of bad patient experience or
Happens to all.
days that you're already so much more self-critical, and on top of it there's patients not enjoying the process. Makes it a lot more harder, but when you have the community, it makes it so much more relatable.
I agree totally. The community is super strong, and we're happy to have you two. I wanted to talk about kind of a topic that keeps coming up: women in full arch dentistry. Right. So I've been teaching courses for 5 years, and I've been a part of hundreds and hundreds of full arch and implant courses. And it's always disappointing and shocking that it's such a male-dominated profession. Most full arch courses especially are 90% men. And so when women start coming through these courses, I get really excited because you guys are the trailblazers, and we absolutely need more women to do implant dentistry and to do full arch dentistry. So I'd like to get your perspectives on being two young ladies. You're in the beginning of the first third of your career, and you've got this long journey ahead of you. What do you see your position as one of the early adopters for full arch dentistry and being a woman and a mother, or all of that combined?
You should go.
You got me. I guess I'd say that, ladies, this is the future. It is time to accept that this is the direction dentistry is going, and you really do need at least to be able to have some implant knowledge in your back pocket to proceed as a single practicing dentist with your own practice. Or you're going to be referring everything out, and honestly, you're referring out your largest moneymaker. It really isn't that scary, but you do need to take extra school to learn it. It's not something that we establish in dental school. But I find that my female patients specifically want me and only me to do it. And they will go find a different female provider to do it. But that is what they're looking for. And I think that helps me actually see that doing this is important and offering this is important, because female patients want a female provider.
To add to that, I do strongly believe that even though it's been dominated by male, like dentistry itself has been dominated by men historically. And now that we're coming with, there are there's 50-50 almost in dental schools right now.
Even more.
My class was 53-47 for the ladies. So.
There you go.
My class was more women too.
And I love that. And knowing that, I think a lot of times we walk in with an intimidation of like, it's surgery,
it's intimidating.
One, there is lack of training, or you don't want to make an effort into learn it. As soon as you learn it, it's simple and it's easy. You just need to know how to manage complications, and that also comes with additional training.
Right.
And men don't have it any other way. Like, they don't come with this inherent knowledge of like, I am better in surgery or anything. It's just that they've actively taken part in training themselves, and that's what we as women should also continue to learn and do. And it's not as intimidating. Most of them, like I've had friends over the last 10 years, they're like, oh, I don't want to do surgery because it's very intimidating. I don't want to deal with it. But really, it's a tooth.
Right.
And you know how to manage the complications. You just need to pat yourself in the back and do it. And like Malini said, yes, there are a lot of women that only prefer women doctors, and it is less intimidating. It's less judgmental for them, and they find comfort. And there is a lot of women out there that need that need just healthcare in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's great that you guys can see that.
Yeah, and I also have like male patients that are like, oh my God, you're so gentle. I've had like horrific experiences.
And you have teeny little fingers.
Yeah. That is true. We have teeny little fingers.
Well, and I said earlier, you get extra credit because you traveled all the way to this course with your family and brought your 4-month-old baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, That's a consistent theme that comes up when I talk to women doctors who are doing implant and full arch courses. Is that it's really sometimes hard to travel because they've got family obligations, they've got kids and other people living with them that they've got to take care of. So you brought the whole wagon.
Yeah, I mean, I am very grateful to have a very supporting husband. He is honestly like hands down, like I could not have asked for anything more. I don't have family in the United States. My husband is American and his parents live on the East Coast. So having to raise a child all by ourselves without any help, and my husband has been tremendous help.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh. He deserves more credit
Josh,
than either she or
when you get to watch this.
I
Josh,
give
she's
him.
appreciative and she's a keeper, so you better toe the line.
You did good, Josh.
Yes.
So Full Arch Masters is coming to an end today, but you still have a few more hours left. Anything on your hit list or on your agenda to pack in or see in the last afternoon of your time here?
No, I think I'm very comfortable with where I am. Of course, there'll be questions that I will
reach out to me. And
reach out to
anyone,
you, but in the last 4 days, you probably had enough of me asking questions. So.
No, I thought you did great. Anything that you'd like to see or do one more time, or your capped knowledge level is packed and you're ready to get out of here?
I mean, now it's just going to really be more about having to put it into practice. You can hear it over and over again until you're actually forced to sit there and fiddle with an MUA over and over and over again. That's when you put it into action. So.
Right. Well, honestly, I appreciate you both taking time out of your lives and your families and traveling far distances to come all the way out here and spend 4 solid days with us. My team and I work really hard to make this an enjoyable and educational experience. Any closing thoughts on how my team did during this course? How were you treated? Anyone that stood out to you, or any thoughts on the team?
I love the cohesiveness of your team. You can tell that they enjoy being here in a way that you're not going to usually see that in a dental practice. But your team really, they love each other and they're excited to be here, and that kind of carries over. That infectiousness really, you feel it.
Yeah, I agree with her. Like, everybody is so friendly. They're very encouraging, and they also know a lot of information that, as dentists, like, when somebody else who's not a dentist, like, I don't have that, like, whoever is not a dentist, if you're talking to them, people are like, you're not a dentist, like, why are you saying this? Right. But everybody knows exactly what you're learning here, so everybody's willing to help a lending hand. Right. And I think that's very important. We don't always want to bug you, but the team has always been really helpful. They're wonderful.
That's amazing.
Just genuine human beings.
They are, and they love their jobs and they work very hard.
Tell.
So, well, again, I appreciate you both coming to the course. I really enjoyed teaching you and getting to know you. And from here, it's just satisfaction for me to watch you go back and start doing cases and feed back into the community, ask questions, make sure you guys are active on our chat groups. So even if you're not commenting yet because you don't have your own stuff yet, just follow along. I mean, every day there's 10 or 15 people posting problems and cases and getting feedback. So there's just so much information that goes on after this course that you guys will benefit from. So again, I appreciate all the time and the hard work this week, and I honestly wish you guys the best of luck on your journey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Full Arch Masters podcast. I'm Dr. Ryan Dunlop, live from Fresno at the completion of another Full Arch Masters flagship course. If you're interested in enrolling in a course, please check us out online. Our website is fullarchmasters.com, and you can find us on a variety of social media platforms, from YouTube to TikTok to Instagram and Facebook. So check us out online, sign up for our course. The next available one is in November. And from Fresno, California, we're tuning out. Have a fantastic day.